So, hello everyone. A very warm welcome to all of you on a new YouTube platform of the Ecoholics that we have created only for to cater the dedicated aspirants for upcoming RBI Grade B and Grade A examination for 2025 and for the upcoming years. So, this particular YouTube channel, as I said, is going to be for RBI Grade A and Grade B aspirants. Now, this is going to be this is the first live session that we are bringing up for you people, and in the upcoming time periods we will be coming up with all these kind of informative videos, live sessions for the RBI aspirants. And in this series only, this is going to be the first live in which we will be seeing the gender gap report by the World Economics Forum. Now, these kind of reports, why we are dealing with this first topic. So these kind of reports and indexes coming from the well-known multilateral institutions such as IMF or World Bank or Economic Forum is something that has always been a you can say a favorite part of the regulatory body examination. Specifically, we are here for RBI, so I'll talk about RBI. Okay, so it has been a one of the favorite topics. Even if you see the syllabus of the RBI or any other regulatory body, they specifically mentions that the reports and the informations coming out from the World Bank or IMF or World Economic Forum has a great importance. So from the perspective of syllabus, we know that what is the importance, and even if you compare it with the previous year questions, so there are few things that you see in the syllabus that these are the things that are in syllabus, but the what matter is that we should be relating the syllabus with the previous year question, and this is the only strategy that can help you in doing well in these kind of examinations where vacancies are less, competitions are high. Okay, so in these kind of scenario, if you compare your syllabus specifically for these kind of reports and indexes from uh, important multilateral institutions, and if you compare it with the previous year questions, multi-dimensional poverty index, or you can say the global economic outlook from the IMF, and then if you see the World Economic Forum reports, there has been a trend that RBI has a, as I said, it is one of the favorite topics for the regulatory body examination. They have framed questions not only from the current part or the current editions of this report, even from the static part. Even in the multidimensional poverty index, if you'll see over there, they always talk about the parameters or the methodology gap report as well. That something that we will be dealing it today. Okay, so in all these kind of reports and indexes, what we have seen, not only the important, the current, whatever the current scenario is in regards to these reports or indexes are important, but as well as they also talks about the static component, that what is the different parameters in these reports, and even they ask about the methodology, how they calculate, and various, if there is some subsections in the report or indexes, so they will talk about all these kind of stuff. So that's why it is important. And now the whatever information I will be providing you in today's live session, um, once you will be done with this live session, let me tell you, you can answer any questions if it originates from the Gender Gap Report 2025. So I have kept this PPT in that comprehensive manner that it is going to be extremely easy for you to answer any kind of question or any kind of you can say the question if arise from this particular index or report. Okay. So now let's move forward. Let me present my screen to you people, and then we'll proceed with our today's discussion. So I hope the screen must be visible to you. And now let's begin with the discussion of the day. So now here it is. So Global Gender Gap Report 2025. This is what we will be seeing today. Now this is a report released in June 2025. Okay, so it's been only 1.5 months that this report has got released, and it has an importance. I have already told you, if you see it from the perspective of syllabus, or even if you want to see it from the perspective of previous year questions. So from all these perspective, this particular thing is extremely important. Okay. Now moving ahead, we have the first slide with us. Okay, just wait for a minute. I think screen is not visible to you people. Just wait. Just wait for a minute. I am sharing it. Okay, now I think the screen must be visible. Yes, yes. Now the screen must be visible to you people. Please do let me know in the chat comment box that is it visible to you. Okay, chalo. Now let's move ahead. Let's see what we have to discuss. So, gender global gender gap report 2025. Coming back to the things that the things I was saying, that this report is not only important from the perspective of phase one, but also from the phase two. Even this kind of reports and indexes also helps you to establish a comprehensive state of mind or a comprehensive idea of global economy in or in context of global social issues. Now, gender gap is one of the things that we always talk about whenever we talk about the social issues. Okay? So these kind of reports not only is important from the perspective of phase one, you can deal with the MCQs in the phase one, as well as in phase two as well. There can be a two marker question or one marker questions in the mains examination, as well as you can also mention the data that you will be seeing over here in your answer writing or descriptive answer writing, because it will help you to elevate the quality of your answers. Not only this, even for the interview part, these kind of report, these kind of indexes released by such important multilateral institutions provides you a comprehensive idea of global economy, global social issues, what is the global scenario for a particular topics. Okay? Now, moving ahead, so this is the first slide that we will be seeing. So, as I told you earlier only, this is the report released by the World Economic Forum. We know the importance of World Economic Forum, okay, and other multilateral institutions as well. So this was the 19th edition of the Global Gender Gap Index. It was the 19th edition of this index, okay, and this time they have benchmarked the parity across 148 economies in total. If you see on a global level, they have evaluated 148 economies in total. What does that mean? The parity means the what is the, you can say, what is the equivalency between equality between the two major genders on earth. I'm not talking about other genders, but if you see the major genders, that is a male and female, so what is the status of equality and equity between these two major genders of the world? So for these purpose, World Economic Forums released this gender gap report. This was the 19th edition, and they have evaluated around 148 economies, providing, obviously it provide the basis for analysis of gender parity developments across two-thirds of the world's economy. So 148 economies almost is worth of two-thirds of world's total world. Okay? Now this index measures on a scale of 0 to 1. So it means the nearest you are to the digit 1, it means the most parity you have in your economy. The less marks you have, or the nearest you are to 0, then it means you have a lot of disparity. So this is what this skills is all about. So if you see the top 10 countries, even if you see the top 5 countries, they will be having scores much closer to 1. Okay? Now, these are the four parameters, you can say four key dimensions or some indexes on the behalf of which the World Economic Forum evaluate a particular economy. Now, these parameters are extremely important. Okay? So from the, if you see from the PYQ context, then the number of edition, the releasing agency, and the measurement, you can say the measurement index. These are the few things that can be utilized to frame questions. But the most important part is these parameters. These different parameters, these four parameters are extremely important. You must be knowing, even in the multi-dimensional poverty index, if you see in the previous years as well, RBI has framed questions from the parameters directly. Okay, so they will give you a paragraph based question in which they will talk about some recent report of any multilateral institutions Two to three questions they will be asking from the recent report of that organizations, and one to two questions they will be adding from the static component of that report. So even if they are giving you a paragraph based questions in the mains from the gender gap report, then you can expect that if they are giving if they are asking four questions from that paragraph, earlier one to two questions or three questions at most is going to be from the recent report or the recent data that institutions has released in their report, and one to two question you can also expect from the static part, that what is the different you can say the parameters of this index, what was this addition, okay, what is the scoring methodology or evaluating methodology used in this report. So these kind of questions you can expect from this thing. So the first parameter is economic participation and opportunity. The second one is for education health, second one is for education attainment, the third is for health and survival, and the fourth one is for political empowerment. So if you will see the paper one that you have for the RBI Grade B examination, the ESI. So all these topics are directly related to from the keywords that you will be finding for the phase one, for the paper one syllabus in the notification. All these keywords are over there in education. In ESI, we also talk about health and survival. We also talk about the political scenarios, and then we also talk about the economic participation and opportunity. So all the key parameters that we see in the syllabus are there in this index, so it becomes important. Now coming back to the global performance, and then we will see the India's performance. So the global gender gap score in 2024 2025 for all the economies, 148 economies they have evaluated, stands to 68.8%. It means they have compensated, they have covered this much amount of parity, 68.8% amount of parity they have achieved in the year 2025. Now it has improved. If you see, if you compare it from the 2024, then it has improved by zero point 0.3 percentages. Okay, it was 68.4 in the 2024, now it is 68.8 in 2025. Now as I told you, we have four parameters. So now we will see what was the different scores in all these different parameters. And it is extremely important. Let me tell you, it is extremely important from the point of view of examination. So in the health and survival, the gender gap got closed by 96.2%. In educational attainment the gap got closed by 95.1%. For economic participation and opportunity, they have closed the gap 61%, and for political empowerment and gap, they have closed by 22.9%. So you can see that on a global level, we are doing very well in health and survival. We are doing very well in educational attainment, but we are moderately good in economic participation and opportunities. Even in the 21st century, we talk about a lot of things about gender equality and all these kind of stuffs, but we are doing moderately well in economic participation and opportunity, and in the political empowerment as well, we are not doing as much well. Now, what are the top three countries and bottom three countries? These are also important because from here as well, you can expect questions directly from these topic. For the top three countries and top three bottom countries, you can expect the question. So top three countries are Iceland, Finland, and Norway, all Norwegian region countries. Island, Iceland, Finland, and Norway. So these were the top three countries. Now, bottom three countries: Chad, Sudan, and our beloved neighbor Pakistan. Okay, so this is the condition that the top three countries are the Norwegian countries, and bottom three countries are the Chad, Sudan, and Pakistan. Okay, so this was it for the global performance. If you see the other key findings, what are the other key findings? So if I'm talking about the parity, then a person must be interested in asking, sir, so when we are expecting that till how much time we will take to reach the complete parity? So this is something can arise in your mind as well, and same goes for these report formation entities as well. Okay, so if you see as per this particular report, what they are saying, that it will take almost 123 years more. That if you see the current scenario or the current scenario of this particular global level of the gender parity, it will take 123 years to achieve a complete parity or to end all kind of disparity between two major genders of the world. In 2025, Global Gender Gap Index shows that no economy has yet achieved full gender parity. We saw no one has achieved the perfect score of one. Even the top three countries, the Iceland, Finland, and Norway, is somewhere around 7.7. ठीक है, that is less than 1, so we can have this idea. ठीक है. Now the Iceland 92.6% continues to lead the global gender gap index, holding the top position for 16 consecutive years. So it is a extremely well thing to do, that Iceland is a country that has maintained its effort. They have sustained their efforts to maintain or to close the gender gap that is there in their country. Okay, now in this edition, each of the top 10 ranked economies has closed at least 80% of their gender gaps, the only economies to do so. Now, at the aggregate level, if you see, so this particular report also bifurcate the global economies in four criteria as per the country's income level. So we have the high income economies, then we have the upper middle income, then we have the lower middle income, and then we have the low income economies. Okay? So for, if you see at the aggregate level, the high income economies have closed 74.3% of their gender gap. 69.6 is the gender gap closure for the upper middle income. 66% is the uh, gender gap closure for the lower middle income. And 66.4% is the gender gap closure for the low income economies. But out of all of these, one particular you can say the one particular class is extremely important from an examination point of view, and it is lower middle income, because India as an economy stands, as per this particular report or World Economic Forum, as per the report of the World Economic Forum, India as a country stands in a lower middle income group. And that's why in all these four data, the only important data is for you is that the lower middle income countries, or this class of countries or this class of economies, have closed 66% of the gender gap in their economies. So even if these all these four data, this is extremely important. Now, coming back to the most important part of this report, that is the India's performance. So India's ranked 131st. India's rank was 131st in the Global Gender Gap Report 2025. India rank was 131st, and India slipped. ठीक है, India has dropped its ranking as compared to 2024 edition by -3. But on a contrary, because the only thing that come in your head, that if India has slipped in its ranking, then the one of the major reasons can be that India has not performed well. But if you see, India has improved its score. But then also, because other economies have done well as compared to India, India has dropped its ranking in the Global Gender Gap Report 2025, and India's rank was 131, and the overall gender parity score was 64.4%. So even as I told you in our earlier slide, that India comes in a economy, the country's income bracket of lower middle income countries. So they have a closure score of 66%, and India is around 64.4%. So this is how you can relate this data and can help you. And this kind of comparison can also help you to retain this kind of data. Okay. Now, India sees a relative drop in its ranking by -3. They have slipped by 3 ranks due to the well performance or good performance of other economies. However, India's economy overall performance has improved in absolute term by 0.3%. Earlier, it was only 64.1% in the year 2024, but now we have improved it. Just wait. I think some issues happened. Okay, and but now we have just wait. Okay, but now we have improved it to 64.4% in the year 2025. So if you'll see over here, you can see that this is a Southern Asia part of this report, and over here you can see India. Okay? In region, we have a fifth ranking. In region, the Southern Asia ranking, we have the fifth position, and we have 131 in a global ranking, and the score is 0.644. This is the score of our country. Okay, now moving ahead, let's now see that what was India's performance in the different parameters. The first and the foremost performance is economic participation and opportunity. So in economic participation and opportunity, India has improved its score, and now India stands at 40.7%. Okay. Now in educational attainment, if you see, India has scored very well, and we have the score of 97.1%, reflecting positive shifts in female shares for literacy and tertiary education enrollment. So if you are having any questions, if you deal with any questions, if you are practicing answer writing, then you can mention this data, that in educational attainment we are doing very well. Now India also records high parity in health and survival. We have multiple schemes we have launched. Okay, even the Pradhan Mantri Jan Aushadhi Yojana and multiple PM JAY Yojana is also there, in which we are getting some kind of insurance for our health, 5 lakhs per person per family. So these kind of stuff, these kind of schemes has improved the overall health and survival instinct of our country. Then India record a slight drop in parity since the last edition of political empowerment. Now these kind of data, whenever they create a contrast, what do you mean by contrast? So if you see, in all the uh, above three parameters we were doing well, but in one parameters we have not performed well, so it create a contrast. So whenever a contrast get created in any kind of resources you are reading, so it becomes important. Okay, and we have dropped our score by 0.6%. Female representation in parliament falls from 14.7 to 13.8 in 2025. Even similarly, the share of women in ministerial roles falls from 6.5% to 5.6%. Now, all these kind of things are happening. Even we have in the year 2021, I think only we have passed a bill for 33% of reservation of women in state and central legislative assemblies. So even after these kind of, you can say, these kind of steps that we have taken, these kind of proactive steps we have taken, we have not done very well in the political empowerment of our females, specifically of the females in our country. Even our prime minister is a female, and we are doing a lot of things. We are securing some positions in the parliament for women, specifically via reservation. And even after doing all these kind of stuffs, we are not doing very well in the political empowerment part of these kind of multilateral reports. So this is something that you can mention, answer writing as well, and you can utilize this data. Now, so this is it for this particular report. Thank you so much for joining today's live session. And for search, and this PDF and all these kind of notes is freely available in our website. So if you want to get these data for your preparation, please do visit our websites. You can download all these kind of free data from there. And if you have any kind of queries in regards to the courses that we have or the other sources that we have to help you in your preparation, you can reach out to our team in this number that is on your screen. You can take a screenshot. And this is it. This was the first live session. We will be coming up with these kind of live sessions in the upcoming times as well. So stay tuned. Please subscribe to our channel, and do attend our live sessions to increase your preparation and increase your chances of getting selected in the upcoming RBI Grade A and Grade B 2025 examination. And with this, I will end this session over here only. And now let's meet in the next live session. And I hope that you guys must have got extremely valuable insight from these classes, these live sessions. So now let's meet in next live session. Till then, have a great day ahead. Bye.